an outstanding coach, all right? But why the hell isn't he putting Shedeur Sanders? We're all waiting to see the Shedeur Sanders be the guy or Gabriel, whatever.
Perspective, perspective. So, that's not nothing, in my place to answer. That's nothing I can't not answer, but I know for sure I'm not, I know if you see the quarterback play in the league right now, I know I'm capable of doing better than that.
Plum, I don't care. You got Shedeur Sanders. Why is Shedeur not in there? Well, I don't know. Are you sitting in the back of the meeting rooms with scout team receivers?
Fans of Shedeur Sanders are going crazy after yesterday night's disastrous class at Flacco's, demanding that Coach Stefanski start him. The story is rapidly getting out of hand. At first, it appeared that Browns media was attempting to hide Flacco's performance by drawing attention to the defense's shortcomings. Fans aren't blind, though. They can see through it. Independent observers are also joining the fray, urging Coach Stefanski to give Shedeur Sanders a chance to see what he can do.
He can't play anymore. He couldn't play 8 years ago. He's your starting quarterback. Give me an absolute break.
Fans are now asking Kevin Stefanski to explain why he continues to start Flacco, even though he isn't able to give his best performance. Concerns are being echoed by analysts, who maintain that Flacco simply cannot keep up with the intensity and speed of the game today. Flacco's days as a starting quarterback are finished. Rex Ryan made that plain. Throughout his career, he was never really exceptional, and at this point, he just cannot keep up with the NFL's speed. Fans have every right to be upset because Flacco's performance was nothing short of a disaster, and the mounting annoyance from both fans and pundits is placing significant pressure on Stefanski to change. He had a respectable start to the game, but after a disastrous toss, everything fell apart. It was startling to watch a 17-year veteran toss the ball straight into the Lions' hands. That intercept was more than a straightforward error. It significantly altered the course of the game and gave Detroit the advantage. What began as a strong performance swiftly devolved into a catastrophe as Flacco lost his cool. It was evident from the turnover and his incapacity to make important plays. The Browns' quarterback predicament is a crisis with an impending change, not merely a worry. Flacco took full responsibility for his subpar performance, especially the pick six to Lions safety Kirby Joseph in the first half, and admitted his incapacity to create plays. He took care to dispel any misunderstandings by stating that wide receiver Jerry Jeudy was not at fault for the interception. Jeudy claimed that it was my fault, not his, even though he had slipped on his route. However, despite his candor, Flacco's total statistics, 16 completions on 34 attempts for 184 yards, 2 interceptions, a lost fumble, and no touchdowns, were lackluster. Flacco didn't provide any justification for the blunder or the offensive struggles, but criticism came quickly. He will be keen to get past this game, that much is certain.
The first pick was on me, and anytime you give a chance to give this team a little bit of momentum and play from the lead, that makes them that much better. That's part of the reason why they're a good football team. So when you turn the ball over like that and you give them good position, and you don't really allow our defense to pin their ears back and do their thing, then you're going to struggle as a whole.
Although Joe Flacco was correct to accept responsibility for his failures, the truth is that they weren't isolated incidents. They were persistent problems. Flacco had a perfect opportunity to make a touchdown pass in another key situation, but he made another poor choice and threw an interception straight to the opposing defense. In addition to ending the drive, that turnover gave the Lions excellent field position. They made the most of it, moving quickly halfway down the field before being forced out of bounds. Another clear reminder of how swiftly things may turn south was provided by this incident. It's unlikely that Joe Flacco will start again this season after such a terrible showing. In his post-game comments, head coach Kevin Stefanski made it apparent that the club cannot afford to make errors like this, particularly when traveling. He underlined the need to fix those mistakes, which looked to be a subliminal indication that Flacco's tenure with the Browns might be coming to an end. The notion that the quarterback position is shifting toward younger, unproven talent was further supported by Stefanski's decision to give rookie Dylan Gabriel some playing time. The fact that the team's future rests on the rookies is becoming more and more clear.
It's just it's frustrating, Mary Kay, because we know you can't do those things and expect to win on the road, and so I got to get it fixed.
However, Coach Stefanski is still ignoring Shedeur Sanders, and even Rex Ryan is becoming irritated with this choice. He publicly criticized Stefanski and pleaded with him to reform and allow Shedeur to assume leadership. Ryan underlined that letting Shedeur play will offer everyone an opportunity to witness his true potential, implying that the Browns would be losing out on something unique if they continue to use Flacco. Stefanski is under increasing pressure to make the correct decision and allow Shedeur to demonstrate his abilities on the field.
I mean, an outstanding coach, all right? But why the hell isn't he putting Shedeur Sanders? We're all waiting to see the Shedeur Sanders be the guy, or Gabriel, whatever.
Furthermore, Rex Ryan is correct to criticize Stefanski, particularly in light of Shedeur Sanders' most recent declaration, which gave his supporters unwavering confidence. Sanders brazenly asserted that he is superior to Joe Flacco and other NFL quarterbacks. Given the performance today, it's difficult to deny that assertion. Sanders exudes confidence, and if he can demonstrate it on the field, he might be the catalyst the Browns need to salvage their season. Now, the question is whether Stefanski will allow him to demonstrate it.
Respect being respected, so that's not nothing in my place to answer. That's nothing I can't answer, but I know for sure I'm not. I know if you see the quarterback play in the league right now, I know I'm capable of doing better than that.
Shedeur Sanders is trying his best to maintain his composure in the face of his mounting annoyance by telling himself that everything happens for a reason and having faith that God has a purpose for him. Despite his insistence on patience, it's obvious that the difficulties he's dealing with are wearing him down, and his annoyance is well justified. He made it clear that he is not hurrying anything and that he still trusts God's timing, knowing that change will occur when it is supposed to. But the thing that worries him the most is that everything is starting to seem almost unreal. Despite a sincere frustration, he is clinging to his faith and praying for brighter times to come. Fans are becoming more and more worried about when Shedeur Sanders will have his chance, despite his best attempts to maintain composure and believe in God's plan. There is no denying the growing pressure on Coach Stefanski and the growing clamor for reform. The same goal is being pursued by supporters, commentators, and even former athletes like Rex Ryan. Shedeur will assume control and demonstrate his abilities. Stefanski is at a stage where he can no longer deny the obvious because Flacco's performance keeps falling short. It's time to give Shedeur the chance to prove himself because he is the future. This dilemma is now more than simply a single game that is causing frustration. It concerns the team's long-term course. Flacco has obvious limitations, and it's becoming increasingly obvious that he can't keep up with the game's tempo. Supporters are growing impatient, and the pressure is only getting worse due to Stefanski's unwillingness to change. Stefanski will be forced to give in to the growing demand for Shedeur Sanders at this point. Beyond anyone's expectations, the situation has gotten worse. Furthermore, sticking with Flacco would hurt the Browns' chances this season, as well as Stefanski's reputation among the supporters. Shedeur's moment is drawing near, and Stefanski might miss his opportunity to make the adjustment that could improve the team's performance if he doesn't take quick action. How do you all feel about the circumstances involving Coach Stefanski and Shedeur Sanders? Do you think Stefanski should adjust things and give Shedeur the opportunity to get started? How much longer do you think the Browns can afford to have Flacco on the team before things get out of hand? Do you support the fans' and experts' calls for change? Or do you believe Flacco should have more time to make amends? We would like to know what you think. Tell us what you believe to be the Browns' best course of action going forward in the comments section below.